Since I'm gonna have a busy day today, I'm trying to get a couple videos out before I go to work. I'm doing a triple shift at UPS, but obviously that's not the point of this video. But the other day I got kind of bored and decided I was trying to figure out what to watch, and I watched the most recent Willy Wonka movie that they made back last year, back in 2023. I have been talking about wanting to see it because I like the original and I like the one with Johnny Depp. This one was okay, but it didn't have the same. This one was okay, but a little bit longer than the first two. I prefer the one with Gene Wilder and Johnny Depp, and those were like my two favorite ones. This one is with an unheard actor named Timothy Chalamet. I'm not sure if I'm saying that name right, but he's the guy that plays Wonka in this movie. And he befriends a little black girl named who they called Noodle in the movie, but they never stated her real name. And then sometimes they add characters in the film that they never had in the original. In this movie, they added like a hotel maid named Scrubbit. She was never mentioned in the first two, but in this one, they bring her in. The guy that used to be on Key and Peele is in this movie as one of the cops. And then Hugh Grant plays one of the Oompa Loompas. It's more like a musical mixed with talking, because they do have a lot of singing in the movie. It did very good at the box office. Basically, it was filmed in a $125 million budget, and it brought in $634 million. But in the movie, in this movie from last year, Wonka is tasked with like these three people were trying to drive him out because they saw him as competition, and they didn't want him there. But he kept finding ways to get there and sell his chocolate like he wanted. But it was like a 2-hour film almost, so it wasn't too bad. I just felt it could have been better. Like for me, I'm not really big on the musicals. But I have seen a few of them. Like my favorite musical would be The Wizard of Oz. But Wonka wasn't, like I said, it wasn't too bad. But like I said, I prefer the two originals. But the movie is actually based on a book, and I did not know that it was a book. It was based on a book from 1964, called Charlie and the Chocolate Factory by Roald Dahl, depicting his early days as a chocolatier. Now, that said, the film stars Timothy Chalamet as the title character, with an ensemble cast including Kayla Lane, who was newer to acting, and then you got Keegan-Michael Key, who used to be in the Key and Peele Show, Patterson Joseph, Matt Lucas, Matthew Baton, Sally Hawkins, Rowan Atkinson, Jim Carter, who's married to Imelda Staunton, is in the film. Olivia Colman and Hugh Grant doing the voice to Lofty, the Oompa Loompa. They did reprise some of the music thematic elements from the original film from 1971. It was filmed. Some parts were filmed in the United Kingdom, and other parts were filmed somewhere in the United States. Now, it was never mentioned in the original film, but in this one, But in this particular one, Willy Wonka is an aspiring magician, inventor, and chocolatier. I knew about the inventor and chocolatier thing, but I don't remember him being a magician in the first two. But he arrives at the Galleries Gourmet with dreams of establishing his own chocolate shop, but he burns through his meager savings by helping people out. Wonka is coerced to stay at Miss Scrubbett's boarding house by her coworker Bleacher, and despite Scrubbett's foster daughter Noodle's warning about the small print, she signs a contract because he is illiterate. Basically, they portrayed in the film, in this one, that he couldn't read. He introduces Hubbershocks, chocolates that make people fly, but rival chocolatiers Arthur Slugworth, Gerald Proudnose, and Felix Fickelgruber have his earnings confiscated by the police for selling without a store. He's unable to pay the contract's exorbitant fees, so Wonka is forced to work in Scrubbett's laundry under the building, alongside Noodle and fellow captives Abacus Crunch, Piper Benz, Larry Chucklesworth, and Lottie Bell. Now, revealing that his passion for chocolate stems from his late mother, Wonka believes that his creations are being stolen by an enigmatic little orange man, and Noodle agrees to teach him how to read. Now, meanwhile, Slugworth and the chocolate cartel, threatened by Wonka's better and more affordable chocolate, bribe the sweet-toothed chief of police to intimidate Wonka. Now, Wonka is trying to produce his signature chocolate. Wonka and Noodle sneak into the zoo to milk a giraffe named Abigail, which they befriend, but they inspire a romance between Scrubbin and Bleacher as a distraction. Now, Crunch, having previously worked for Slugworth as an accountant, reveals that the cartel has a secret vault of chocolate used for bribes to maintain their power. Wonka and the laundrette workers embark on a chocolate-selling crusade to alleviate their debts, using the city's storm drains to evade the police. Now, the persistent chief of Wonka's chocolates is unmasked as an Oompa Loompa named Lofty, and Lofty is seeking retribution for the cocoa beans that Wonka took from Loompa Land under his watch. Now, Wonka captures Lofty, but Lofty tricks Wonka into freeing him, and he strikes Wonka with a frying pan before escaping with the jar of chocolates. Now, Wonka opens his dream chocolate store, unable to have him arrested now that he has a legitimate shop, but the cartel turns to Scrubbit, who sabotages Wonka's chocolates with Yeti sweat. Chaos ensues among Wonka's customers, leading to the destruction of the store. Wonka reluctantly accepts the cartel's offer to pay off everyone's debts in exchange for leaving town by boat. Now, the laundry workers are released, but Slugworth pays Scrubbit to keep Noodle indefinitely, but Wonka deduces that Noodle and Slugworth are related before he with Lofty aboard, realizes the cartel has rigged the boat to explode. After escaping from the boat and rescuing Noodle, Wonka and his friends devise a strategy to obtain the cartel's incriminating bank account in the book. Now Wonka and Noodle use Abigail as a distraction, but with Wonka and Noodle infiltrating the cartel's headquarters, only to be confronted by the cartel themselves, Slugworth explains that after the death of Noodle's father, his own brother Zebedee lied to her mother. Dorothy, that Noodle had died also, which she didn't. Instead, giving the newborn to Scrubbit to eliminate her claim to the family fortune. Now held at gunpoint and locked into the cartel's vault of liquid chocolate, Wonka and Noodle nearly drown, but Lofty, still seeking retribution from Wonka, rescues them both. Wonka and Noodle expose the cartel's misdeeds, releasing their chocolate reserves into the city fountain, and it's now laced with Wonka's unique ingredients, ruining the cartel's enterprise. Now, as the cartel, having eaten Wonka's Hubberchocks, they float away, and the chief is arrested, but the public rebels in Wonka's chocolate. Now, Wonka unwraps his mother's last chocolate bar, discovering a message that read, The secret is it's not in the chocolate that matters, but the people that you share it with. Now, splitting the bar with his new friends, Wonka reunites Noodle with her own mother at the end, but Wonka then settles his debt with Lofty and purchases an abandoned castle that he transforms into his own chocolate factory, with him hiring Lofty as the tasting chef. Now, during the credits, Lofty shows footage of Wonka's friends happily reunited to their old lives and returning, but Scrubbin and Bleacher are arrested by the police and taken to jail. And that's the plot. That's like the plot of it. Which, like I said, it wasn't a bad movie, but I felt it could have been a little bit better. But if you like the video, you can give the video a like and subscribe to my channel, Rusty the King. You can also hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when a new video comes out. Make sure to smash that like and subscribe button and leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. And if you want to support my work even further, you can donate to my Patreon link, which you can find in the About section of YouTube. And for just a little, as a few bucks a video or a month, your donation can help go a long way. And thanks for listening.